What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mufasi Car Reviews. Today the car that we'll be looking at is the 2009 to 2014 12th generation Ford F-150. Alright, let's get right into it. Number 1 is the windshield. Customers complain that they can hear a persistent whistling noise coming from the front windshield while traveling at speeds above 50 miles per hour. Some people thought that the windshield may have not been sealed properly, but after replacing a chipped windshield with a new unit, the noise was still there. Number 2 is the rust. According to reviews, the paint is thin and even the lightest scratches cause the metal to show, requiring touch-up paint immediately in order to prevent rust. Also, the rear exterior corners of the cabin of this truck rust extremely aggressively, and Ford quoted one customer nearly $4,000 to repair it. Number 3 is the annoying vibrations. Some said that they would feel a vibration between 0 and 10 miles per hour, while others said that they would feel it constantly, and another group mentioned that it was only apparent at highway speeds. Laser frame inspections showed that these F-150s were not properly aligned from the factory when welding together the frame. Unfortunately, all of the shops said that they would not be able to fix this, leaving them stuck with a permanent vibration and a potential safety hazard. Number 4 is a good one, but first, make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, number 4 is the suspension. For starters, the entire suspension and parts involving it are poorly designed, causing the tires to wear and need to be replaced prematurely at around 30,000 miles. The bushings also wear quickly and begin to make squeaky noises. Many customers have troubles with the truck constantly pulling to the right, even after replacing many parts and getting in alignment. However, one person seemed to have found the fix for this by having a camber kit installed for approximately $1,000. Number 5 is the throttle body. Throughout the reviews, many people mentioned how their car would all of a sudden stop accelerating and proceed to go into limp mode. The reason that this occurs is because of the faulty throttle body that Ford used for many of their cars from this era, and you can expect to pay $500 to replace this. Number 6 is the rear window defroster. One of the oddest problems that customers wrote was how the rear window defroster will either stop working or overheat to extreme temperatures, causing the rear window to shatter, leaving glass everywhere in the cabin and costing over $1,700 to fix. Number 7 is the transmission. The transmission computer causes the transmission to become out of sync, making it shift erratically. Many customers said that they often experienced a multi-second delay when stepping on the acceleration, and that it just doesn't seem to know what gear to be in. When going into or out of first gear, it shifts hard, jerking the entire car, and you can also hear a clunking noise coming from the transmission. Besides that, customers said how the truck will slip out of gear for a split second while going up hills. On average, these transmissions last customers around 70,000 miles before needing to be replaced for about $5,000. Number 8 is the 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine. Starting off with a problem where the gasoline begins to mix with the oil, which costs $700 to fix. Another one has to do with the cylinders losing pressure, meaning the cylinder head has to be repaired, which costs about $1,500. Next is the turbos, which go bad prematurely at 60,000 mile intervals and cost as much as $2,300 for a single turbo replacement. The turbo shield's poor design causes water to collect and dump into the engine, causing the car to go into limp mode. This especially happens on humid and rainy days. Also at around 60,000 miles, the cam oil phasers need to be replaced for $2,700. Another common problem is where the engine begins making a ticking sound upon startup, formerly known as the death rattle, which means it's only a matter of time before the timing chain snaps or jumps time and destroys the motor unless you have the problem fixed for $3,200. Lastly, many customers reported that their pistons eventually self-destruct, leaving the engine to need to be replaced for $11,000. Number 9 is the 5-liter V8 engine. With this one, there's a couple places where oil begins to leak excessively around 80,000 miles. Number 1 being the rear main seal, which costs about $1,000 to replace. Another common leak comes from the timing cover seal, and that one cost about $2,600. At just under 100,000 miles, customers complain that this 5-liter V8 engine begins making a loud tapping noise near the passenger side engine head, along with randomly losing power without warning. When this starts to happen, you're going to need a new engine for about $10,000. Number 10 is the 5.4 liter V8 engine. Like the 5 liter engine we just talked about, this engine also has a few places it tends to leak oil from, and as soon as 60,000 miles, the valve cover gasket, the rear main seal, and oil pan gaskets begin to leak oil quite badly. Also right around that time, you can expect the engine's pistons to blow up, causing the engine to need to be replaced for about $10,000. Let's say that during the 5 years you own this car, each of those first 7 problems occurred one time, as well as an additional $10,000 for the sake of numbers 8 through 10. That totals out to be a little over $21,000 in service costs. Hopefully this information helps you better decide whether or not this car is the right investment for you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.